Here's a blueprint for a high-output oil candle and thermal radiator you can build in 60 seconds. No tools needed. While you watch this, half of Texas is freezing. 18 states declared emergencies. Utilities expect outages. Ice can snap power lines even after storms. Now, 130,000 homes are dark. No power means no heat. I've tested every eternal candle and DIY heater online. Most are useless, made by people who've never spent a night at minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. They are fragile, unsafe, or just a theory. I lived with oil candles for light and heat in cold rooms for long periods. This is the best version I've found. Part 1. The re-engineered oil candle. The wick. This is critical. Use a thick, braided cotton wick specifically designed for oil lamps. Do not use dental floss or a shoestring, as they are not made for burning. If you can't get a proper lamp wick, make one from cotton bandages or natural fiber rope. The quality of your wick, which is the cord that draws oil up for burning, determines whether you get clean, steady heat or a smoky mess that fills your room with soot. Fiberglass wicks work better. They're made for high heat, don't burn away, and last almost forever. You can separate and braid the strands to get the right thickness. The container. Use empty cat food tins. They're metal, about 3 ounces, hold 8 to 12 hours of oil, and are stable. Glass stars can be used, but metal is preferable since it won't shatter if knocked over during a blackout. The anchor. This is the secret nobody else figured out. It's a universal metal anchor for aerated concrete. They have expandable metal petals at the bottom and a hollow tube in the middle. Spread those petals out with your fingers. Now you've got stable legs and a perfect wick holder in one piece. Thread your wick through the center tube. The anchor holds it steady and lets you adjust the height perfectly. It sits stably in your oil container and doesn't shift around. Leave ½ an inch of wick showing. Too much produces smoke and waste, too little results in a weak flame. Fill it with any cooking oil, vegetable, olive, or filtered used oil. The right wick gives a clean, hot burn. Light it. Now you have a stable heat source that burns for 8 to 12 hours on 3 ounces of oil. Part 2. The bucket radiator. A candle alone is just a vibe. It heats the ceiling, not you. To survive a blackout, turn that flame into radiant heat. The setup. Take a standard galvanized metal bucket. Attach 3 to 4 large binder clips to the rim. Bend the wire arms of the clips to create sturdy legs. Invert the bucket over your candle. Troubleshooting your build. Smell. If it smells, your wick is too long or you're using low-quality oil. Trim the wick. Flickering. Make sure binder clips allow for at least 1-inch air gap. Fire needs air to produce heat. Carbon buildup. Every 6 to 8 hours, just wipe the top of the wick with a cloth to remove the mushroom of carbon. With the expansion anchor, you can do this in seconds without taking the whole thing apart. Safety note. Place your setup where small children and active pets can't easily knock it over. Elevated surfaces, corners, or windowsills work best. The bucket gets extremely hot. Treat it like any heat source. Never leave it unattended in a room with unsupervised kids or animals. Why this isn't folk magic? By laws of physics, heat rises. Without the bucket, 90% of your energy hits the ceiling and stays there. The bucket traps that heat, becomes a thermal mass, and starts radiating horizontally, directly at you. The bucket gets hot enough that you can't hold your hand over it. This setup makes sense when you don't have a fireplace, a space heater, or any other reliable source of heat. It's something that actually works when everything else is gone. And you don't need to be handy to make this. This method is cheap, scalable, quiet, and fuel efficient. Place a few of them on windowsills or in the corners of the room. I've used 4 of these to keep a 215 square foot room at a livable 60 degrees Fahrenheit while it was minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That is the difference between surviving in comfort and shivering in despair. Oil consumption, about 1 to 2.5 ounces per 8 hours, depending on wick thickness. A quart of cheap cooking oil gives you 14 to 30 hours of heat. You can stockpile cooking oil for basically nothing and have months of heating capacity in a few bottles. No, this won't replace central heating in a mansion, but you can scale this. Multiple small buckets are better than one large one. Spread them around. The timer's running. The storm's already here. Some of you are learning this the hard way right now, shivering in the dark, wondering why your expensive emergency gear isn't cutting it. Share in the comments. Do you have a backup plan, or has this weather revealed weaknesses in your preparations?
Describe your methods for staying warm during extreme cold so we can support each other.